Chosen vessels, what's the deal? Let's get right into it. Shout out to you. Their fascination with you has grown to an uncomfortable standoff when caring more, with them caring more about you than anything else. When you hop on the scene and people just act strange and weird, and you could tell by the way this person is moving that they're desperately making an attempt to get your attention. When you step on the scene and lawnmowers start, you know, they are using these machines to target you. All right. These machines they're using to send out a frequency to try to irritate you. All right. But the thing about machines and frequency, and of course, as soon as I start to get into it, it goes away. How ironical, but convenient for both parties, I'm sure. But anyway, I digress with life. Okay, random stuff moving in the bushes. Anyway, probably just some animals. I love animals. Shout out to all the people who love animals right there. Anyway, when you step on the scene, right, and you can tell that there are certain things that are happening around you according to the time you do things, the synchronicity between other people's movements and the time you do things, or your movements and the time other people choose to do things, it gets to a point where it's beyond coincidence, right? It gets to a point to where it's like, I know I see what I see, but do I really see what I see? Did I really see what I thought I saw? I thought I saw a putty tat. You know, I thought I saw a putty tat. All right. And it's like you saw, the bird saw the putty tat. All right, you saw the putty tat. You saw it. Okay. It's not a thought. You know you saw that mug. You saw something that not everybody else is picking up on. All right. You're able to tell certain things. You're able to see certain things. You're able to connect certain dots between other people's behavior and your own. And it's to the point where you can tell. You can tell other people's movements and their behavior when it's in correlation to your own. When someone is moving based off of how you move. All right. When someone is doing something at the same time as you for an effort to try to get your attention. All right. So it's pretty easy to see that their fascination is growing to an uncomfortable standoff. You're able to tell who is doing this weird, strange behavior in your presence. And you have to really be super smart and intelligent, not to toot our own horn, not to make us, any more greater than we already are, which I really see nothing wrong with. But people have fragile egos and they'll project and say you're being egotistical, but that's neither here nor there. But you're very intelligent when you can pick up on certain things that other people can't see or make anything out of. They don't know what to make out of it. They're not aware of this happening around them on the level that you see it. They are at a level to where they're not, their eye hasn't opened yet to this type of behavior. All right, they're still kind of in the matrix. So when people aren't able to see, don't try or waste your time trying to prove it to them, because it can get pretty out of hand. All right, you don't want to disregard people because of their non-belief or their disbelief. Crane flying up above. Shout out to the cranes, crane lovers. All right, flying so free and effortlessly. When you're able to tell that these people are doing these kinds of things, it's easy for you to see it, but not everybody can see it. Not everybody is able to pick up on this type of behavior. And it does make you a little bit, it does make you sound a little bit sketchy trying to prove these things to the people who can't see it. Just like I saw that crane. I'm not wasting my time trying to prove to you guys that I saw a crane. We have to not waste our time trying to prove to people what we see. Y'all ain't know how I was going to tie that together, huh? I did. God did. Look at God. Anyway, tied that right in nicely. Like a brand new pair of shoes on the first day of school. But let's get into it. As you continue to raise your awareness and your consciousness about these type of beings and these type of activities, you pretty much can tell who's on demon time by how they move. All right, you could pretty much tell who is with the ish as far as this gang stalking behavior goes, as far as proxy stalking goes. People who are in your approximate area stalking you, all right, waiting for you to do things to pop out the same time as you to try to throw you off and cause confusion. And this is how you know a tree by the fruit it bears. This is how you know that someone is operating of this is how you know someone is operating on the opposing team when they're on the scene. All right, they're the ops. The ops. All right, the ops are following you. The ops are watching you. And it's not as deep as other people think. It's not as deep as other people think. There are people that just take time out of their day to pay more attention to other people than themselves. And there are people that notice this behavior, and there are people that can make sense of it. There are people who understand the demonic spiritual warfare practices of these beings and the attacks they try to wage on your mind with psychological warfare. And it's just to throw you off, and it's to cause crazy making, and it's to make you be discredited, because they want you to try to prove their behavior, and they know that's going to make you sound like a lunatic, even though you know you're not. And it's just like the movie Gaslighting, when the person was doing something nefarious activities. All right. Shout out to everybody who put the nefarious activities down and found the Most High. All right. Salutes to you. All right. But these people, they don't want to put their nefarious activities down because they like the adrenaline rush. They like the flow of energy that is demonic. They feed off of it. They feed their demons, because these people have demons and these spirits are inhabiting them, and they need to eat. That demon's got to eat. So what they do is, when they're not breaking dietary laws, what they'll do is they'll feast on you, and they'll do things to try to make you seem nuts, because they want you to waste your time proving to everyone, everything, everybody that you are seeing something. And that takes a lot of energy away from people. It breaks up families. It causes you to have mistrust for others because you're paranoid. And that's what that behavior does. People do target out other people, and they specifically target a person's and that person's mind to try to make that person seem paranoid, out of jealousy, out of hate, out of demonic possession, out of hate, all right, out of being a narcissist, just having the qualities of their father, the devil. So it's pretty much easy to see by people's behavior and the strange ways that they're moving and that they interact. And these types of things don't happen to everyone. Not everyone is targeted. You may be, you may not, you may not have these kinds of experiences. It doesn't make you any less spiritual or any less aware or any less intelligent, But the people who do have these type of experiences and these strange oddities happen to them, they have to be on alert and be aware, ultra, super, mega aware of their surroundings at all times, because are taking a people are taking an uncomfortable liking to certain individuals, and I like to call it high volume. All right, some of us are just high volume. Our energy is very strong, and it's extremely magnetic, and people are drawn to it. And being an extremely magnetic person who draws all kinds of energies to them, you have to be careful and aware of the type of energies you're entertaining, the type of energies that you're keeping around you, the type of energies that are in your presence. And these people who are doing these little goofy activities are these goofies out here that can't focus on themselves worth a beaver dam, worth a river dam, all right? Can't focus on themselves worth a river dam, all right? But they're more worried about you than they are themselves, possibly even more worried about you than you are yourself. And with that fascination and that obsession, they want you to obsess over them and worry about them just as much as they are worried about you. And that's the weird smirks, the weird looks, the strange stares, the on-time meetups, random interactions, forced random interactions that nobody wants to take part in, because at most times you really don't even want to interact with these kinds of people because you are aware of how they're behaving. If you've seen that movie with Shia LaBeouf when he was on house arrest and he was breaking into that guy's house to try to prove that he was a murderer, that is basically another movie that's about stalking and gaslighting. All right? They had to make sure that this man was really who they thought he was. And while trying to prove that, he ended up getting in trouble, and I haven't seen that movie in a while, but I saw a few bits and pieces of it the other day. But the way God works, I saw the right bits and the right pieces. Look at God. All right, that movie, somebody put that movie in the comments down below, and everybody go watch that movie, because I think I'm going to rewatch it. And you already know what's going on. You already know what it is. Chosen vessels, what's the deal? You already know what time it is over here in these Druuill streets. All right, so let's continue on. All right, so in the movie, they had to prove that this guy was a serial killer, and he had bodies underneath his home, similar to that movie Under the Stairs, or whatever it was called, or in the basement with what's that dude's name? Oh man, I can't remember the character, but it's this movie called like Under the Stairs, I think it's called. So it's like one of those movies, the thriller movies, where the neighbor seems totally normal, but they're a psychotic sociopath, all right? And they have dead bodies underneath their basement, all right? So pretty much, if a person is not an empath, the only other paths to take are a psychopath, or a sociopath. All right, those are the only other paths to take. All right, so be grateful and be thankful. You know that you're an empath. You may have to learn how to toughen up. You may have to learn how to grow thick skin. You may have to learn how to be a little less sensitive. But let them say it. But the thing is, money, money, money. All right, that's what the crows are saying when they do that thing. You know that right there. Money, money, money. But anyway, what they're trying to do is they're trying to put you in disbelief. All right, they're trying to make people disbelieve what you're thinking or what you're saying as true, and they want you to disbelieve it as true. They don't even want you to think it's true. All right, so the only paths to take are a sociopath or a psychopath. Those are the only paths to take. When you have no fear, you have a different interaction in life with everything. So, with that being said, he had no fear in that movie. He was even about to get arrested. I don't suggest that. But they had to prove that he was a killer. And they proved that he was a killer, but only after immense gaslighting and crazy making. Because if you watch that movie with Shia LaBeouf, when he's on house arrest and he's trying to prove that his neighbor's a serial killer, it basically shows how people will gaslight you, how people will behave in a certain way and pretend that they're not doing it. So there are people who conduct nefarious activities because they're fighting against you with spiritual warfare and they have a demonic spirit possessing them, all right, because they've opened themselves up. When you engage in negative activities and you take on demonic energy, you open yourself up for demonic possession, for evil spirits. So these spirits have to feed off of you, and that's why that they become addicted to that adrenaline, because they're possessed. It's like a parasite. It's like you eat some uncooked raw food and your stomach can't handle that, or you eat something and it gives you a tapeworm, God forbid. All right, so once you get that tapeworm, you think everything is normal, but that tapeworm is going to cause you to want to eat more of those foods that you were eating that gave birth to it. All right, they're going to want you to eat more junk food. They're going to want you to eat more pork. They're going to want you to eat more uncooked raw foods, more disease-ridden food. All right, those parasites got to eat. So even spiritually, these parasites have to eat. All right, so what these parasites do is they find a host. They find a body. All right, because they don't have a body. And that's what they desire most, to operate in this physical realm, a body. NPCs, meat suits, all right, people that are there, but they ain't really there. They're only there to cause mayhem, like the commercial for the insurance company. All right, so with these types of spirits out there, there are people that will behave in a certain way and deny their activity, deny their part in the crazy making, deny their activities in the wicked, evil games that they are playing and taking part in. All right. So there are some of us who can make so much sense out of this behavior and out of this matrix and these evil spirits that inhabit it, that they will try to discredit you. And I personally believe that they could pick up on the energy of a person and they could tell when a person is aware. They could tell when your third eye is open. They could tell when your veil has been lifted and your mind is open and you can sift through the BS and make sense of it. So they have to discredit the person who has a certain level of energy, a certain level of God in them, a certain level of spiritual protection. So when they can get you upset and they can get you off of love and they can get you on their negative frequency of evil, hate, jealousy, obsession, all right, self-righteousness, you even have to be careful with that, all right, because you're not doing anything to anybody. It could tend to make you self-righteous. Like even that is, I think that's where, like, even that is partaking in sin, because pride comes into play with a lot of people who turn self-righteous, and there's nothing wrong with being righteous. It's just that these people will tend to make you think that you're perfect and you're not doing anything wrong, and that you don't do anything wrong, and you probably don't. All right, but self-righteousness isn't the way to go. You want to just be righteous and give glory to God and give him praise. But the way these demons operate is that they're so obsessed with you and they want to take over your mind and your thoughts, and they want you to be thinking about them when you're in your home, when you're away from them, when you don't even see them, because they're able to tap into your energy and become a psychic vampire at that point and drain you of your energy through stress, frustration, anger, because they won't leave you the hell alone. All right, so let's get it, Druuill. Let's get it, y'all. All right. Get it, shawty, get it, shawty. Shout out to all the Lloyd fans. Get it, shawty, get it, shawty. All right, so we're well aware. Oh, snap. Anyway, we're well aware of what's happening and what's going on. All right, we know what's going on. What's going on? We know what's going on, and we're able to see. We're able to tell. We're highly intelligent. We know that we are being entertained by evil people with spirits on them. that want to behave in such a way to where they're waging attacks on your mind. And that's what they're doing. And they know that they're partaking in nefarious activities, maybe not to the extent that we do, but they know that we know that they're playing games with us and trying to wage some type of warfare against our mental state. But the thing is, like I said, don't waste your time trying to prove to people. That's what they want. They want you to waste your waking hours, waste the time of your life, being concerned with them, being obsessed with them, waging warfare back. You know, they want you to engage in the dark arts back with them, all when all you have to do is return to sender and thank the Most High for his protection. Simple as that. Take these people's energy and redirect it back to them. Some people are so good at sending that energy back, man. Some people are so good at sending that energy back, they done seen some bodies hit the floor and ambulances show up. We've all had times like that. Somebody was evil to us or wrong to us, and God said, bam, don't you do that to my chosen one. Don't you do that to a child of God. Don't you do that to my child. All right. All you needed was to use a phone. All you needed was some help. All you needed was a helping hand. And some people who go to get help, you're not supposed to help them because the spirit that they're carrying. That's why you're supposed to test the spirit and use discernment, because you can't go energy mixing with everyone. There's a transfer of energy in everything that you do, even helping a person out and giving to a person. So you even have to be careful who you give to, because you're not only giving currency, you're giving current. You're giving an energy current. All right. Your energy is currently being given to them. Their energy is currently being given to you. So you got to be wise, and you have to use discernment when dealing with certain people, because if not, you could be mixing energy with the wrong crowd, with the wrong types of folks, and end up in a predicament energetically to where now you have opened yourself to be followed by more monitoring spirits. And that's not something that you need or want. All right, so you have to be careful. All right. But don't waste your time trying to prove that these people exist, that these people are doing what they need to do. Don't waste time trying to prove to people with movies, art, but you know these types of behaviors exist. There are people who act a certain way, who pretend to not be acting that way. All right, they're just acting. They're really good actors, great actors. They can act like they're not doing something while acting like they're doing it. And the whole point is to, like I said, throw you off your game, make you nuts, make you appear to be nuts, and make you sound crazy. But like I said, I believe that they are able to see the energy on certain people, and they know who has how much God in them, and they know who has how much spiritual protection. And what they want to do is they want to try to take out the person who's got the strongest energy, and those are the people that they target. People who have a voice, people who see truth, people who can see through lies, whistleblowers, people who are going to spread knowledge, people who are going to try to make people aware of certain things, all right? Or people who they just are aware that they can see, all right? Like the movie They Live, the dude had the glasses on, and that was basically a reference to him being able to see through his mind's eye. It's not with no damn pair of glasses. It's with your mind's eye. His mind's eye was open. His third eye was open. He was able to see certain things spiritually that other people weren't able to see. You don't think they're targeting certain people who can see them? They could pick up your energy and scan you and see that you can see. All right, some of these people have high grade, top shelf military weapons to where, you know, they're ex-military and they have access to these things, and they're street sweepers. All right, they're cleaning up the neighborhood, putting people back into the matrix. And if you won't go back in, if you won't give in, if you won't operate accordingly, or if you won't just lay down and die because they realize that you have too much power and you could never be put back to sleep, they're going to try to erase you or eliminate you through crazy making and through mental harassment, all right, through non-touch harassment, All right, there's such a thing as non-touch harassment. People playing with your mind, people in synchronicity with you, people in doing on-time proxy stalking, harassment, and when you go to do things, they're right there, and you notice that it's happening when you go to do something, and you also notice that other people aren't aware of it. So you are not seeing things, all right? You thought you saw a putty tat, you saw that putty tat, all right? So the things you see are actually what you see. You're not seeing things. But when you try to explain it to other people, it's meant to make you sound nuts. It's meant to make you sound crazy. It's meant to be unbelievable. All right, they are craftsmen of the dark arts. They're skilled in the dark arts. That's why it's witchcraft. When people do things to make a person go crazy or to make a person seem crazy, and the person is trying to find other means of help by trying to expose them, that's witchcraft. When someone does something to you to where other people don't see it, only you see it, but you are finding yourself trying to get caught up in it and prove it. Break the spell. You don't have to prove anything. These people aren't that important for you to try to waste your time trying to prove their existence or what they're doing. You see the demonic smirk. You see the devilish look on their face. You see how these people behave. You know that they're possessed demonically. You know there's something going on with them spiritually in the dark realm. All right. So they're tapped in. They're tapped into their little evil spells and their little dark arts and their witchcraft and their black magic, and they know how to play games with people's minds. But the thing is, you were blessed with mental clarity. All right, they're wasting their time coming up against you. You not only can you see what they are up to, but mostly you can evade their attacks. By now, we know how to evade these people's attacks. Ignore them, act like they don't exist, and just play it out as everything is normal. All right, nothing is happening around me. I am having a glorious day, and that's really all it is to it. Like, your mind cannot tell the difference between you being fake with it or you being real with it. The only person you're supposed to be fake with is yourself. Let me reiterate that. Sometimes you got to keep it real with you by being fake with you. All right. Sometimes you have to keep it real with you by being fake with you. All right. Sometimes, and that's what they call faking it till you make it, because the brain can't tell if you're faking it or not. So when these people are trying to attack you and cause you trouble and bring you hell, hope it brings you hell. When these people are trying to bring you hell, you have to hop into your own matrix. All right, not only are you creating your own reality, but you are creating your own matrix. Hi, everything is okay. I am whoever I am, and I'm having an awesome time here on this earth. My day is great and good, and nothing bad is happening to me. I am blessed and protected by the Most High. So I know that was cringy, and some people probably either cracking out laughing, or they cracking out, or just clicking off. You either cracking out, excuse me, you either cracking up, or you clicked off and you are out. But either way, God bless you. All right, but that's what you have to do when people are trying to attack your mind and play with you. A little late there, Mr. Rooster. All right, when people are now, you right on time, bro. I ain't playing with Mr. Rooster. Shout out to the spirit of the rooster. All right. The root chakra. The root chakra. The rooster is a representation of the root chakra, stomping the ground, scraping up the dust, and bringing up the light through the planet, through its own chakra system, through its throat. All right. That's why animals emit that sound. It's similar to what they did in Dragon Ball Z with the ah. All right. But anyway, not to get too off topic. All right. We touch on a plethora of subjects here. We have a diverse amount of information that we tend to converse about. So let's continue, shall we? All right. So these people are trying to play games, and they want to play games with you to the point to where you start to question everything, become paranoid, and begin to question everything around you and become super analytical. All right. You don't want to be too smart to where you lose it, but that's how you lose it, by being overly analytical towards them and what they do. So it's going to come to a point to where our mind accepts it for what it is, and we're no longer trying to figure out, even though we are able to make sense of it, it's not going to be an obsession for us like it is for them. So don't make it an obsession for you like it is for them, all right? Don't become obsessed with the obsessed, all right? These people are nuts, and just leave them to their nuts, all right? Just like in the movie, he said, you know what, we're not even going to take it there. But anyway, it was that scary movie, but yeah, not me, not today. Anyway, but you know, that's that scene with Kevin Hart and the other dude when they was doing the that scene in the movie where they was in the tent. But yeah, we're not gonna take it there today. But anyway, all right, when these types of people are trying to attack your mind, they're nuts, all right? They have no life, and there's no life in them. There's no life in them at all. No life in them at all. So the one thing that you must realize is that